Gamer Street Keska here, and today we're talking about the failure of PlayStation. Okay, so let's try to talk about the future of Xbox.
Serious conversation to have today when it comes to Concord, the PlayStation 5. We got a serious problem. We have reports coming out about the actual numbers, player count numbers, and it is not good.
Right? Well, evidently, there's too many Xbox games, so we have to delay Avowed for your backlog.
Not because of what he's saying, because it's like, I mean, look, he's Microsoft CEO. Just like I said, Jim Ryan, he's out here saying what he has to say, regardless of how hypocritical it may seem or how ridiculous it may look, because it's his job to do so. The same exact thing can be said for Microsoft CEO.
It doesn't matter.
Like, you are, I gotta pause this shit. Are you fucking kidding me? This man's really gonna fucking come out here and say, guys, we're taking just 4, count them 4, just 4, and we're putting them on rival consoles, but don't you dare think that we're doing this again. Dude, shut the fuck up. This is I don't even need to watch this shit.
My little pony, my little pony.
Welcome to another episode of Hood Games. I'm your host, the 40-year-old gamer, and today we're going to take a look at 10 games that's not backwards compatible that I personally think that's some of the funnest games you can play on the Xbox 360. You know, these are some of the games that should be expensive and rare, but they're not. You can still find these games for cheap. So without further ado, let's get into the first game. Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. This is actually a great compilation. I think it's mixed up of like 30 games or something like that on here. It's really worth it. But without further ado, let's see what it's really about. Yeah, I really think I had the most fun playing the old Xbox 360 games right now. Ain't none of the new games is better than the old games to me. This is definitely a game that you want in your collection, man, if you can find the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. Yeah, so this is definitely a game I recommend that people go out and grab it if they can. If you went to the Sega Genesis, even though they have another compilation for the newer generation for the Sega Genesis, but it don't have, the newer compilation ain't got all the games that this one got on the other one. You know, this one is missing some games on the newer compilation of the Sega Genesis, and that one, the newer one, is missing some of the content that's in this one, especially all the arcade games. There's like 5 or 6 or maybe 10 hidden games that's in here. That's arcade games and like Final Fantasy 1, not Final Fantasy 1, Fantasy Star 1. So on and so forth. I don't want to spend too much time with this game right here. Let's move on to the next game. Next game is Inversion. This is a great third-person shooter. It reminds me of Gears of War. It's a great shooter, and I do recommend this. These are all games that's not backwards compatible. So this is definitely one that I recommend that people would have fun with if more people knew about it.
You might not make it home till late, so I want to give her a present before bedtime. Being a dad changes things.
It's definitely a game that y'all would want in y'all collection, man. It's worth checking it out, man. If you like Gears of War, you might like this.
What the hell? This thing is floating. Wow. How did you do that? Go! What are you planning? To get us the hell out of here.
Yeah. See how I do that cover fire? That's like Gears of War, man. It's dope. This is a dope game. Y'all haven't played this, y'all missed out, man. Yeah, I really think this is a game that you would want in your Xbox 360 collection, man. The version is a great third-person shooter, man. I ain't gonna spend that much time on it, that's why I'm showing you the videos, but let's get to the next game. The next game I think you should add to your collection is the Capcom Digital Collection. The reason why is because it's got Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix on here, which that's the whole reason I picked this up. But it's also got 7 other games on here that's absolutely worth the money, man. You know, this is a great disc to have. I don't think it's going for much right now, so this would probably be the best time for y'all to pick it up, man. Capcom Digital Collection, you know, it's not backwards compatible. Capcom Digital Collection is definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it.
We've seen it before and we'll see it again. Masses of XBLA content pressed onto a disc so as to claim some delicious, delicious retail shelf space.
Yeah, this is
Good way to get
definitely a
caught up on
game that's
wide swath of the downloadable
old,
gaming scene,
1942,
and depending on when and how you obtain
but
the
they
disc,
kind of
can
like
save you a healthy bit
updated
of
the
coin.
graphics and everything.
It might
It's
be
a
a
good game.
3-pack like Cube, it might be close to a half
think
dozen
every
like
game that's on this
Microsoft's own
collection is
XBLA
good.
compilations. But Capcom looks to up the ante by jamming together 8, count 'em 8, titles onto one scrawny piece of plastic.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a piece of plastic full of hopes, dreams, gems, airplanes, bullets, extendy arm thingies, garbage can burgers, sheep, bad acting, and T-Hawk. You've been warned.
Yeah,
You got
all
your
these
iconic
games
heavy
came out.
hitters, the HD remakes of Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo and Super Puzzle Fighter 2.
Yeah, all these games
which is
came out
the epitome of two-player
on
combat
the
and
Xbox
or
Live
puzzle.
Arcade.
Up near those is the beautiful 1942 Joint Strike, a slap in the face to the emergent bullet hell sensibility and a harkening back to an arcade interplaced with weird smells and a
I ain't
change
gonna lie, I
machine.
like this game.
We've
I
got
like
Wolf
1942.
Battlefield, aka Commando 3, a rebuild of the classic walk-and-gun shooter, and to this day, the closest we've got to a true sequel to Gunsmoke. I'm sorry, Gun Period Smoke. And if you're like me, just mentioning that game has the music playing in your head.
Yeah.
Also on the higher end of the disc is the epithetically named
Super
Flock,
fun game, man, to play.
a delightful
Super
little
fun
number
to play.
about scaring the bejesus out of
Your
livestock
UFO
before
trying to get
abducting
these
them on
mugs
your
to
gumdrop-shaped
try to
flagship
blow them
named,
to your ship so
of
you can get them
course,
in there.
the Mother Flocker.
Flocker, real good. Yes, I do think Capcom Digital Collection is one that you should add to your collection, man. It is it's a great compilation of Capcom games that came out on the Xbox Live Arcade. Without further ado, let's get to the next game. Angry Birds Trilogy. Anybody that's familiar with mobile games, this was like one of the first popular mobile games to come out, and it is a super fun game to play with me and my wife. And this is Angry Birds Trilogy. Definitely a super fun game to play, man. Great game to play. Great two-player game. Angry Birds is definitely a game you want to pick up, man, for your Xbox 360, man. I think y'all will like this a lot, you know, especially if you got a woman and she don't mind playing it with you. It's a good bonding game, real fun to play. Let's get to the next game. The next non-backwards compatible game, BlazBlue Calamity Trigger, man. This is a 2D fighting game in the art style of cartoon. Yeah, if y'all haven't played this game or seen this game before, man, y'all should check it out, man. It's a great fighting game for the Xbox 360. Unfortunately, it's not backwards compatible, but it's still a great fighting game to check out, man. If y'all into the Xbox 360 non-backwards compatible games, like I am. I'm into both, but yeah. I'm into the backwards compatible and non-backwards compatible games. And this is one of the dope ones that people slept on, man. I remember I picked this game up for like $3, man. People slept on this fighting game. This is a real dope fighting game. Yeah, man. If you like Street Fighter Alpha 1, 2, or 3, you will like this. If you like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, you'll like this, man. Absolutely guaranteed, man. Let's get to the next game. Yeah, I think BlazBlue Calamity Trigger is definitely worth the $2-3 that you got to pay for it if you find it. It's the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Calamity Trigger was the first one to come out for the system, for the Xbox 360, and they follow up with 2 more. I think the second one was called Continuum Shift. I have that too. Then they had like a Continuum Shift Extend or something like that. That's the one I don't got, but these are great fighting games if you didn't know, and I highly recommend them. Let's get to the next game. I'll make these quick. NBA 2K11. I know a lot of people know about this, but what people don't understand, the reason why this is my favorite basketball game is because this is the first game they allowed Michael Jordan to come on and, you know, and do a game. Well, Michael Jordan decided that this is the first 2K game that Michael Jordan was being able, Michael Jordan gave him permission to make his character in the game. Mike didn't play that stuff, man. Back in the 90s, it was hard to get Michael Jordan on a real basketball game. You couldn't. You couldn't. But this was 2K11. This was the first real basketball game that Michael Jordan is in, man. And it's absolutely one of my favorite basketball games of all time. So this is I would never get rid of NBA 2K11. I know everybody likes the new 2Ks or whatever, but 2K11, the first Michael Jordan 2K, will always resonate with me, man.
NBA 2K11, Trap. Shots from the bottom to the top. I keep up starting up, baby, don't drop. All we wanna do is win. It's so real,
2K11, that's that game for real, man. 2K11 is the dopest game, dopest basketball game to me, man. It's got all Michael Jordan highlights from the 90s, man, and the 80s, man. I just think that this is gonna be a rare basketball game to have, man. It's the first game that Mike actually allows them to use his character, use his personality and his face in a real basketball game, man. Woo! Yeah. Dope as hell, man. Oh my God. Mike is my favorite player. I'm sorry to let y'all know. He's way better than LeBron. Now, I've watched LeBron for years. LeBron is not coming close to being as exciting as Michael Jordan. So for all y'all young people that say that LeBron is the best, my money is on Mike, man. Mike was way better than LeBron James. But anyway, let's move on to the next game. Mike. Yeah, NBA 2K11 is one of the best basketball games that you can play, at least to me, in my opinion. I know it's not the best, but it's absolutely one of my favorite basketball games, the realistic basketball games. I don't play a lot of realistic basketball games, but this one I will. Let's get to the next game. Next game, NBA Jam. This NBA Jam game this was the last NBA Jam game they made, man. So I think this game is going to become rare, in the future, because the last NBA Jam game they made, and this is absolutely a classic, man. I'm glad they made it. I always loved NBA Jam since I played it on the arcade back in '91, and I played it in like '93 on the Sega Genesis, man. But this is a great game to have. It's not backwards compatible, but I still recommend it if you like the arcade type basketball games, which is my favorite. NBA Jam, the Xbox 360 is one of the dopest.
You better buckle your seatbelt. It's showtime. Hold your breath. Whoa! I love it. Here comes the boom.
Definitely one of my favorite basketball games, man.
Kaboom! I'm the bus driver and I'm taking you to school.
They don't support the online no more, but you can play house play straight.
And now time for my favorite game, NBA Jam Elimination, Domination, 21, Backboard Smash. Tonight's boss battle, Flash, Magic, Dr. J, the Mailman, King J, Black Mamba, CP3, Dynasty, Larry Legend, Diesel.
Ooh.
It's Ninth Wonder, J. Cole versus the Mascots. It's OG Jam Team versus ESPN Team. It's Team Sprite. It's Team Adidas versus the Democrats. The Stickman, Team Jordan versus the Republicans. David Robinson, Elijah Wan, Dominique Dan Marley, Chris Mullen, Rodman, Dr. Shrimp Pippen, Grandmama, Isaiah Thomas.
Classic basketball game, man. Classic. Straight up classic, man. Let's get to the next game. Yep, NBA Jam is definitely a game that I recommend y'all pick up if you can. It's a great game. It's not backwards compatible, This one right here is definitely hard to find. I don't even see NBA Jam that much in the stores no more, man. I've seen maybe one copy like a year ago, and that store don't even exist no more. So, without further ado, let's get into the next game. Next game is Murdered Soul Suspect. I know a lot of people either they haven't heard it or they heard it, but they ain't never checked it out. This is a hidden gem to me. This is a hidden gem. This is a horror game that's based off this guy that basically gets murdered, and you gotta solve his murder by using him, and he's like a ghost. And it's a real dope game, man. This little dead girl will help you, but it's a real dope game, man. Real dope game, man, for you PlayStation and Xbox players, man, that haven't played this game.
My mother always told me
It's a game I highly recommend to
you can never be too
the
careful in this
Xbox
place.
community and the PlayStation community if you haven't
Just
checked this
because
out
you
yet.
couldn't see something didn't mean it wasn't there. Hidden in the darkness. Watching. Waiting. There's something out there. Something that won't stay hidden forever. One day soon, she'd say, we'll run out of time. I never knew exactly what she meant. Now I'm afraid. We're all about to find out.
No. I'm trying to figure out who killed you.
Be careful out there. You never know what's waiting around the corner.
Yeah, this game is definitely worth picking up, man, for the Xbox 360, man. And without further ado, let's get into the next game. Definitely Murdered Soul Suspect, man. You can't get it digital no more, so the only way you can get this is if you find a physical copy of it. This is absolutely a hidden gem, a great third-person horror game. And without further ado, let's get into the next game. Second to the last game, 007 Quantum of Solace. 007 Quantum of Solace was one of the first 007 game that I played on the Xbox 360, and it is a great first-person shooter, man. It's like a third-person, it's like a first-person / third-person shooter. It is a great shooter. It's one that me personally I find rare because I don't know if they're going to make another 007 game or not. They haven't since the Xbox 360 era. And without further ado, let's check Quantum of Solace out.
There are some at MI6 who think I can't trust you. That you're blinded by inconsolable rage.
Great game.
Motivated by revenge. But your motivation isn't my only concern. What concerns me are your methods.
Alright, y'all, let's get to the next game, man. So we're going to have to end this kind of quick, man. Alright. Great game. Great game. Guaranteed, if you're a first-person shooter fan, check it out. You'll like it. Let's get to the last game. Yep. This game, Quantum of Solace, is a real dope Xbox 360 game. 007 Quantum of Solace. They got like 3 more on here. They got Reloaded. I don't have Reloaded, but I do got Legends, and I got 007 Bloodstone. which is 2 great games as well. So all 3 of my 007 games is dope. But if they don't make no more 007s, these are going to become very rare. These are great games to have, man. The unfortunate thing is they're not backwards compatible, so they stuck in the 7th generation. Let's get to the last game. Last game is Space Marines. This is a great game for the Xbox 360. Part 2 is about to come out, and everybody else slept on part 1.
Try to keep up.
Yeah, Space Marines for the Xbox 360 is dope. Dope game, man. Third-person shooter, man.
Space Marine available now.
Alright, Space Marines, in my opinion, was a AAA game that everybody slept on. But I don't think they're going to sleep on part 2. Part 2 looks too dope, man. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I see what you ponies are doing out there. But until next time, y'all too old to be playing video games.